Hi, and welcome to the holiday gift wrapping guide here on the Jonathan and Sam YouTube channel. I know a lot of people have been asking what is the best way to wrap gifts. Lots of people have lots of different ways. Some people put them in bags. Some people actually use paper. And I'm going to show you the correct way to wrap a gift using paper. Now you have to get your essentials together. You need your gift wrap. Right now I've got some paper. It's reindeer paper that I'm going to be using today. It's a really thick roll, so there's lots of paper. I'm not going to run out. That's important to know. Next, got my handy dandy scissors. It's going to be probably used to cut the paper. And then finally, some adhesive tape. This is Scotch brand Magic Tape. It's a matte finish, which means it's not clear. Some people would rather go with the red package, which is going to be more of an invisible or a clear tape. I like the matte so that you can actually see where you've taped. I find that to be really helpful. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing you need to do is examine your package. Here you've got a box. It's mostly square. It's pretty heavy. One thing that I did ahead of time was I taped it shut. Now this isn't required. You can certainly wrap a present when it's not taped. I just find it to be easier for the package to actually be closed when I wrap it. So hopefully that could be a helpful tip for you. So I'm going to set this package aside. We're going to go ahead and spread out our paper here. So we're going to spread out a good sheet of paper like this. And then the next thing you really want to do is just kind of plop your box onto it. Now you'll notice that you can really wrap on any type of surface. Today, just use my bed. Perfectly fine. Nice and sturdy. And it's a little wavy from the covers, but in the end it's not really going to matter. So I'm going to take my package and just kind of put it in the middle of my paper. Now, what you want to see here is how much it's going to cover up. Now right here, probably not enough. So I have to slide my package a little bit. Kind of put this over the top again. It's not really an exact science. You can pretty much eyeball it. And if I get to about the middle of the package, just pretty close. My paper is not cut exactly straight. It's not that important. But if it's kind of in the middle, then I just kind of unwrap more to where it looks like it's about the middle. If you want to, you can kind of bring this over the top to see how it's going to fit. And then you can kind of figure out where your cut should be. So the first thing I'm going to do here is tape the paper to the package so it doesn't flip down anymore. So we'll just go ahead and do that. Again, I've got my matte tape here so that I can see exactly where those tape pieces are going to be. Now I've already measured my paper by bringing it over the top to see where it's going to fit. And I can tell from that I'm probably going to need to cut about here. Now, part of the problem that I have is that I'm left-handed, and these scissors, I think, are right-handed scissors. So I'm going to just flip them over and make sure that I can get a cut. Another good thing to do if you're a left-handed person working with right-handed scissors, make sure you just hold your paper tight, and that's going to make it easier to cut. So I'm just kind of hold it up in the air a little bit, hold it tight. Now I've got it started kind of in the middle. There we go. Sometimes when you cut, you just kind of start cutting in the middle, and it makes a way. Now, this paper happens to have a grid on it. I'm cutting kind of in the middle of the grid, and so that way I know it's straight. If I'm too far over the line, it's not that straight. And if I'm too far under the line, it's not that straight. So I've gone ahead and cut my paper here. that's all I'm going to need. I'm just going to go ahead, set this aside. Now you can see I've got my cut here on my paper. It's a little jagged on the edges. Let me go ahead and scoot this over. It's a little jagged on the edges, but it's really not that bad. So we'll just fold that over and see how we did. Yep, really well. So you can see that that paper was perfect. I probably got about a ½ inch overlap. That's exactly what you want. If it goes short, if it goes, just a little lean, that's okay. Just make sure that, the package that you're wrapping, you can't see what's inside. Most boxes are brown. That'll be fine. You can also add additional strips of paper down the middle. If you have a matching kind, that's fine. If you have a different kind, that's going to work too. I mean, the point is just to cover it up. It's really what you want to do. So I've got my paper tape down. I've taken 2 pieces of tape, held that down. So really we're most of the way done. All we have to do is kind of tuck the ends now. So you can see I've got 2 ends here. We're just going to fold those in. So I'm going to pull this back a little bit so you can see how to do it. So I kind of pull that straight, and it makes the ends kind of flip down. So I want to flip that down and kind of make a V crease. So it's going to make kind of a V. Also kind of looks like an L. So you can really choose whichever letter you like. I do it on this side too. Makes kind of a V or kind of an L. That looks pretty good for a crease. And then I'm going to fold that. There's a couple ways that you can do it. You can fold it in like this, which I like to do sometimes. Fold it in and then just pull that to a point, and then you just fold it up. So you've got kind of a point here, and you can just tape that point right along the top, like so. So there we've got one side done. You can see that that's wrapped really clean. You've got your L, your V fold here, followed up with a triangle over the top. Now we're just going to flip it around. We're going to do the same thing again. If you were here, I'd let you practice, but you kind of straighten that up. You're going to pull that tight, and you're going to make your L or your V. Again, it works either way. Kind of tuck that down, and then on the left side, your right side, I'm going to make that L or that V. Tuck it in and kind of straighten the edges there. Now we're going to try a different technique here. You can just flip it. You could make the V. You could come in for the V like this. And flip it up. Or you can just leave it open like this, which is what I'm going to do. And then just do what I call a straight fold. So it's just a straight fold up like this. And this is kind of a nice technique as well. Problem is you've got these corners. We'll deal with those in a second. So I've got this straight fold, and I'm going to hold this and tape it. So there's one piece there. I've got the second piece here. Now with this straight fold, you're going to have these wings. You're going to have these wings on the side. It's just part of it. You don't need to worry about it. You wouldn't want to cut those off. So I'm just going to rotate this. I'm going to put one of those wings down. One of those wings down like that. And I'm going to tape it about like that. I'm going to rotate. You can see I've got my other wing here. I'm going to fold that down. Now there's kind of a bunch of paper here. So sometimes when you have a bunch of paper, regular Scotch tape may not work. That's why I like to go with tape guns sometimes. It's just a, it's a heftier choice for the tape. So, sometimes your tape gets kind of stuck here and you can't find it. And tends to be the case with this tape if I could find it. But seeing how I can't find it, I can't find the edge on that tape, what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and I'll just use the regular tape. The thing about it is you just have to use more of it. So I'm going to hold that up there. I'm going to go with one stripe. Now I like to go lengthwise on these because I find it holds better. Lengthwise. Go lengthwise again, like this. Then I'm going to do what I call the tape cross. So I've got the two down, and then I've got the one across. It's also known as the H cross because it can look kind of like an H when you're done. So you could do the tape cross or the H cross, and then at that point, you're really done wrapping. So let's take a look at the package. You can see that we've got it covered on all sides. This is the side that we've taped and worked on. You can see the matte finish here. The flip side, this is probably the presentation side, so we like to call it. You know, it's flat, no creases, and you know, no seams. And then on one side, we've got the wing that we've taped down. This is with the H pattern. Got the other wing here, the H pattern, and then on this end, we've just got the single flap over. So really, you can use a variety of techniques on just one package like we've done here. And these wrinkles you don't need to worry about because again, when you have it presentation side down, it's going to be just fine. Thanks so much for joining today. I hope you've enjoyed this session on how to wrap packages. Hope you've learned something you can take back to your family when you're wrapping presents. So from all of us here at Jonathan and Sam's YouTube channel, happy holidays and Merry Christmas.